Evening to each and every one of you, and welcome you all to another episode of the stories that transform or impact your career. So, we know that after graduation, the whole purpose, what this particular talk show is to give you guys hope if after graduation you are struggling to go get the first job, maybe you got the job but you are not satisfying with job, you want to go into the next level. So the as a whole, we are going to share this with our today's guest, Mr. Venu Manohar. So the as a whole means Venu will be just sharing his own journey. The whole purpose, again, I'm repeating, to give you guys the clarity. If you're stuck, it's not only you stuck. It's a story for almost every one of us. So welcome Venu in our talk show, and just give us a little bit what exactly you do first, and then we'll go into the next part.
Thank you, Bindra. Thank you so much. And it's my kind of privilege to be here with you for some time so that I can share my experience. It would be a great interaction with you, Bindra. So I'm a guy who actually did something in the graduation. The education is different and my career is different, so I thought that my experience would be a best fit to the wider kind of audience. So people think that if they have some kind of education background, and they should continue pursuing the career in uh, that streams only. So it may or it may not be. If it is there and it is well and good, if it is not there, then it won't hurt much for the career, and people are doing that. So so my introduction kind of thing, I did my post graduation in applied geology, which is a very different domain. I think most of the IT and nowadays the commercial and the finance guys, they usually do not know. Even the science graduates also, they they they, they don't often might have listened about this domain. So I did my uh, post graduation in geology domain, and after that could not able to get into that field because basically I was not in love with that particular domain. So obviously by nature I might have, like, because as of now, if I'm consider the situation, earlier situation, now I can assess. But that time when I passed out from the university, so uh, we were few people were looking for some kind of IT related jobs because we were not ready to go into jungles. This was the main reason behind that. So gradually we started, and I started in IT domain, ITES domain, and then developed ourselves as a business guys here.
Okay.
So now I am working as a bid management professional. I'm a certified bid management professional. So dealing with tenders for the IT related projects. So this is just brief about myself, Upendra. If you want anything specific, I'd be very
Yeah,
happy
so
to answer.
definitely, I would like to just deep dive whatever in just summary you gave it to us. And I used to interact with many graduates, and question for them. Somebody's is some of they are coming from IT, some from civil, mechanical, EC. That is what I'm trying to tell you, in the different domain. They wants to switch into the core IT. The
Right.
challenge made, the question they are coming, sir, I have done mechanical engineering. I have invested 4 year, 5 year, even 6 years. Means the
Hmm.
BTech, then MTech. Now it's very tough for me, and it's totally, I'm confused. I know job is, as such, job is not there. The future is not that bright compared to the IT professionals, because I know
Yeah.
my friends are getting lakhs of salary, and I'm just struggling to get even 30, 40,000 per salary.
Yeah.
So what exactly advice, though you gave a very crisp
Yeah,
detail, this is not only you, this is situation of current generation also. So
true.
what advice if something is going on, like I have done mechanical or civil or whatever the core subject, and wish to just switch into IT, but there are a number of questions, and I'm just thinking for last 3 year, 4 year, and fail to make decision. So what advice? What was your situation when you were going through that, and what to make you to just come no no come what may, I have to go IT or away from your core domain.
Right. So the Upendra, the thing is, we as a young generation, actually, we do attract to the surroundings. Earlier generations, before, because before 1998, 99, IT was not that much developed. So people were still doing the jobs related to their education domain only. Since 99, 98, there was some kind of boom happened in the IT, and people started moving from the core domains, core technology domains, core science domains, core commercial and finance domains, management domains, into the IT, only thinking that the money, I'll get more money there. And the second factor is, if I am a civil engineer, I I have to do a lot of field work. I need to be at site often, and they were, and if they consider the mechanical engineering graduates, they think that I need to go to a workshop and I need to deal with the smoke, sounds, so many factors they face inside the factory ecosystem. So if the person is not able to cope up with those ecosystems, that environment, definitely they look for the better options available. Earlier there were no options available, so they were just doing the jobs uh, which are more related to their education domain. But after once the IT is into the market, and they started looking for the better options. If I can get the same salary with a more comfort,
Mhm.
then just go and opt that. That was the mindset behind that. And even for me also, I was not in I was not ready to go into the jungles, do the field surveys, go to sites. So that was the basic challenge. If I do not like, I really do not know why I chose the geology domain. There must be some kind of reason behind that. Maybe my father pushed me to take this domain, or maybe I might have had some other reason. So the basic thing is that the purpose, what I am, what I like, what I do not like, that is the thing which factors during the career. It won't be visible while you are at uh, your graduation or post graduation. So you'll be just uh, going through the curriculum, and you'll be enjoying the getting the marks and all these things. So that would be a different story. Once you get into the career, it would be a kind of reality for them. Once they face the reality, they'll come up with the things like what I am liking, what I am not liking, what is micromanagement. If my boss is, I don't like my boss, I don't like the environment of uh, the work environment. uh, so there are so many factors with the it is called it may be related to your soul, it may be your related to your mindset, it may be related to your physical environment. If you are not bearing the high heat, so you may not be able to do your work activities at mine sites. There are very difficult sites. So same thing happens with the mechanical engineers, civil engineers, the core engineers, and the IT. Anyways, they have some they have their own domains in the careers. But coming to the civil and mechanical, who usually uh, uh, do their jobs in the difficult environment. They had this kind of mindset, but in the long term they'll come to know, if they are leaving their core education domain, they will have to face so many challenges. If the person does civil engineering and gets into the IT domain, and they say he has to compete with the people who are doing their graduation, post graduation in the IT domain, because they also come into this path, right? So this mechanical guy or the civil engineer graduate, they have to compete with these guys, and it would be very difficult thing. So I'm not saying it is impossible, but it is possible in a different way. Okay, I'm not saying that a civil engineer should come to the uh, other job opportunities and do the coding, but they can be as a subject matter experts. But for to become a subject matter experts, they have to spend some time in their core domain. It is there, it is always there. Technology is an enabler, but your your engineering is a core, it's a kind of a heart. And
Mhm.
that if I remove that heart from the system, the whole system collapse.
Yeah,
So they
that's
need to understand that it is not a waste of time, or it should not be like they simply cannot discard that I have done a kind of a bad degree or bad science. So it is not like that. So only thing is that they need to identify how I can fit this particular domain into some other technology or some other enabler.
okay. Good. So here, related to that question, Venu, because you were in different domain. From there, you just switched to IT. From IT, inside IT only you are good. So the challenge what people are facing right now, and I would like to know your version on it. That suppose I have passed mechanical couple of years back due to pandemic. I failed to get any sort of job. So there is a gap of 2 years, around 3 years, 2 to 3 years. And this is the common question I personally face. So I would like to know your version that if this is the situation, 2 to 3 year gap, they would like to switch to IT. What advice or what steps they should follow as per your own experience?
Gaps, right? If they have
Yes.
any gaps,
Yes.
so
Gaps is maybe 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. These are the common thing
yeah, yeah, I
what I
understand.
can
But
describe.
in India, the situation is very bad. Uh, Usually, the HR mindset is that if the person is having any kind of gap with a uh, the genuine reason behind that, even in that situation also the situation, the conditions are not favorable towards these employees. So they usually the employees usually take advantage, right, of these kind of situations. So my own advice is that if there is a gap genuinely
Yeah.
in that particular duration, they have to show some kind of education, or maybe a career improvement, or maybe certification, or maybe a part-time job also. So
Mhm.
they can show that on their CVs, and they prove that also, instead of showing completely a kind of a blank in those years. So they can
Example I'm giving when
show some
sorry
kind
to
of.
stop you. Example I'm giving, most of them, sir, due to family pressure, maybe due to my own interest, I have prepared for government jobs, but I
Okay,
failed to crack.
okay.
This is one example, basically, what commonly I just
Right, right.
use.
It is a very common example, Upendra. I understand, and it does, and I believe that these are the very productive kind of things, because the person is not sitting idle, right? So they can upfront go and say the employer that I was preparing for a competitive examination. It is a kind of positive thing for them. They should uh, they should collect some kind of proofs what are from the training organizations, or they can showcase the hall tickets of the examination they are paid for, and it is a kind of a positive thing. Upendra, I don't think that it is a negative for anybody if they are taking a break for the competitive examinations, and employers in fact respect these kind of guys. I don't see any kind of negative thing in this. They have to
Okay. So
they can upfront showcase that kind of
yeah, so that is the conclusion. Just whoever watching this, maybe live or recorded, if you are having any gap, the example what we just came across, it's a government job preparation, what a few handful of you are. So you can just confess, even you can just write in your CV with confidence, yes, I have done this. And so that is the gap. Okay, now how they will transition to IT, what they should be doing, like maybe they should be doing some course, or where, as a novice I came to you, you have around 20 years of exposure, so what that guidance I would like to just know, what way, which way you are just going to give me, okay, go for this or that, after that this. So I have to land myself in IT job in next maybe 6 months or 1 year. So what exactly your take on that?
So, Upendra, the future plan, it is a career path. Future plans, they depend much upon your intrinsic capacities, intrinsic things which are inside you. That
Okay.
those have to be identified first. What I am loving, what I am hating. If you offer me a police officer job, I am a bad fit for that. Even if you give me a kind of superintendent of police job, I am
Mhm.
not fit for that, and really I don't like it, and I'll resign after 1 month because I am like that only. But some people are passionate about the police officers and the
Mhm.
administrations and IT and commerce, finance.
Mhm.
There are n number of the career opportunities available at this point of time.
Mhm.
So when we are targeting the future, maybe near future, 6 months, one
Mhm.
year, or 2 years, or 5 years, it may be like that. So initially, they need to plan out the the best fit. I'm not asking them to find out a complete matching one, but close to that, close to my heart, close to what actually I like to do. If that is identified, then there is n number of ways to figure out how to go there. But the problem, what happens is that we consider the money factor.
Mhm.
If my friend is earning more money, I look at that person and I study what he is doing, and I want to imitate him. I want to copy him to become him, to earn more money, or maybe earning the money what he is earning. But it is not a permanent solution. Most of the people are doing this mistake, uh, running after the money.
Mhm.
If I remove this factor, there are a number of things to be considered while planning our career, right
Mhm.
from the identification of what my core strengths, weaknesses, basically strengths and weaknesses, that gives you a idea of what you like and what you dislike. Okay, once that is there, and then they need to identify a market. The people who are graduating from the universities or the colleges, they lack the knowledge of sales.
Mhm.
This is a mouse, Upendra. If I'm
Mhm.
standing in front of you and I'm asking you to buy this mouse, do you buy?
Definitely, as such, no.
Definitely not, because you don't know me and you don't identify what is this mouse. You don't know. So while going into the employment stage, I am an employee. I
Mhm.
am also a kind of product or a service, and the employer is buying me, buying my skills, buying my experience. So my core offerings are what I'm selling. And if I say that I am selling something, so they think that I'm a salesman. But everybody is a salesman here in this world. Okay, so that has to be clear in the minds of these guys. um, so they need to think that I am selling something to employer, and company is paying for my skills, my experience.
Mhm.
Otherwise, why should they pay me? If I am selling this mouse to you, you'll pay me something.
True.
Likewise, inside me, I have some skills, some experiences, and I am selling these kind of things to a buyer. Buyer may be an employer, or maybe a contractor, or maybe a person. You may name anything like that. So identify the SWOT, strength and weaknesses.
Mhm.
Identify what you can sell, and identify the market. So once I have shown you the mouse, you said no, I don't want to buy from you. But if you want to buy a mouse, where do you go? You go to a Flipkart or a Amazon or a e-commerce site and search what is the brand and what is the features, what is the customer reviews. So many factors you consider while doing a research. Once you do research, same thing happens. You are a buyer and you are going for the research. Likewise, the employers also, the companies, they do research about the employees, the skill people. So these for example, if a mechanical engineer comes into the market, he just finishes the education and comes into the market,
Mhm.
I am not considering the campus here. So people nowadays people are going through the campus interviews and getting the jobs.
Yes.
So in our case, in my case, there was no campus interview. So we had to go into the market aggressively and find out. So that time no internet. So nowadays the internet, so many things are available. Social media is available. So identification of the market is very much very important. And next comes the exposure into the market. If this mouse is not known to the market, then nobody will buy. So if I am having a skill, I need to show somewhere that I have a skill of this kind, either in the verbal manner or maybe in written manner. The blogs or so many ways of communication available nowadays, or you have to be certified from a accreditation body that you are certified in this particular skill, or you are coming from a IIM, IIT. That itself is a brand. So
Mhm.
you have a skill and you are adding a brand to that. Certification, add the degree, the brand name of the institutions, or maybe some other things. If you don't have that kind of background, so you can add this as a the blogging you can do.
Mhm.
Social media, it's basically the kind of personal branding. So if you don't have a acquired kind of brand, so you become a brand. See, it's easy to say, but difficult to follow at that, especially for the students. But they can learn nowadays.
Okay.
These
So
are
let
what I
me,
can
yeah.
shoot shot to
So
target.
yeah. So let me conclude whatever you shared. So whoever is just watching, maybe recorded or live, that whichever gap, whatever challenges we are facing as a student, passed out 2 year gap, 1 year gap, maybe 3 year gap, even 5 year gap, ultimate, we have to skill ourselves, number one. And whatever skill, different ways, different point when you made, that ultimate aim is whatever we have gained, how people will come to know, how employer will come to know about you. People are so many people. So you have to sell yourself. The way what he said is we have to build our profile mostly for job related. It's a LinkedIn. So we have to just put whatever strength, whatever stuff we have learned, maybe certification, maybe the skill we gain, and chances of you getting into eyes of recruiter or employer will be very high, and ultimate you are going to hit your target. Now, Venu, just in a crisp way, what exactly? Because your journey after graduation, did you hit the job in a week or two, or what was that? Can you please just passing out, getting into first job, whatever job you were?
So, Upendra, I passed out in 2001. That was the time where when the WTO blast was there. So the recession just started that time. So we were not getting jobs. So from 2001 to 2002, I was not having any job. But I was upskilling myself. I did some training programs in GIS related. GIS is a kind of software related to the mapping, digital mapping. So since I am from the geological background, so I know the mapping, the geo mapping, kind of the hardcore mapping. So
Okay.
I started because market was dull that time, and some I have seen some people that who graduated, complete finished their BTech, they went to US for the MS because they knew that market that there were no jobs. So why should I waste my time?
Mhm.
Same happened with me also. I was trying for jobs, but no jobs were available. Even my friends were also doing some free kind of jobs in the mine sites. But they did for 2,000 rupees per month, 2,000 rupees for salary. They worked in a mine sites
Okay.
that time. So there were no jobs. 2000 by 2002 December, somehow I could able to get into some training programs. I paid 10,000 rupees for that, 30,000 rupees for that training program in
Okay.
2001, and after training programs, they absorbed me into the production. So I started doing my job in the same organization. It's in Gurgaon, and the organization belongs to Denmark. It's a Danish based organization.
So
So
from
somehow,
here, yeah, yes, I would like to stop you here. So after your pass out, approx 1 year you struggle and then you
one
hit
and
the
a half
top.
year, one and a
One
half
and a
year.
half year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, just let me say to all of you, see, it's not only you. You are just saying that, okay, I'm having 1 year, 2 year, sitting, not having job. It's story of this almost every one of us. Just see what Venu said. Okay. He invested some money also after doing graduation, and ultimately he just get into this in 1.5 year. Okay, yeah, sorry, continue.
So
After that, what?
it started like that, Upendra.
Hmm.
After that, after some time of, I continued in that job. I was enjoying initially, but the thing is, the money was not growing. Everything was good. I was enjoying. The
Mhm.
work is good. Responsibilities were there. Respect was there. Everything was there, but money was not growing. So I again started thinking how to improve the salaries.
Okay.
So it started again like that, and once it once the question comes to taking the hike in the salary, then we have to, like, we see the market, right? If the market is not paying me that much, that means that I do not have that kind of skills. So
True.
identify the skills that time. So I am in a wrong domain that time.
Mhm.
So it took around 3 years to find that I was working in a wrong domain. So once I identified that this is a wrong domain, and I started looking for a right domain, and
Mhm.
then research about that. Where should I do? What should I do? Where should I go? These kind of things happened, and I consulted my friends who are ahead of me. They said that you go for Oracle certification. So I did that Oracle certification, and after that I started giving the interviews. But in the interviews, I'm a OCA. OCA means Oracle Certified Associate, and I
Yeah.
know I had to appear for Oracle Certificate Professional uh, examination, but I could not do that. I brought up my skills up to that level, but while getting into the market, I had to compete with the core IT guys. I'm
Yep.
not an IT guy, right? I did not study the information technology or computers in my graduation and my post graduation. I'm a different person at all. I just took a certification. I was thinking that yes, I can compete with them. But once I get into the interviews, I got around 30 to 40 interviews. I failed, and I thought that I am a bad fit to this particular domain. Even if I get the job, I won't enjoy. Even if I enjoy, I won't get promoted very quickly, because the IT guys will take the advantage. Correct. So ideally, simple example, Upendra. Ideally, I did a applied geology. I should be a jungle, right? I
Mhm.
don't have to be. I should not be in the city. In
True.
the city, the people are different. At dam sites, civil engineers rule. You know that civil engineers rule in the dam sites.
True.
In the mechanical factory, in the factory atmosphere, mechanical engineer rule that ecosystem. Same thing happens with us also. We rule the mining ecosystem, not the city ecosystem. The city ecosystem is ruled by the commercial, finance, and other people, right? So that happened, and I identified that even if I get the job, I won't accept. So let us stop, and I again went into. I just continued doing what I was actually doing. Slowly, I thought that I can do, if I'm not able to shift the technology, I can continue in the same technology, and i- and increase my visibility and the context at upper level, at middle management level. It is possible, right? If you know the technology, one technology, and you can become a manager, you can get into a business domain, you can get into sales domain, right? So
True.
I thought of that, and I went into like I I got admission in MBA in 2013,
Mhm.
finished it in 2015. So now I have full-fledgedly converted, like transformed into a business guy from the technology to completely business. And now I I win tenders for my company.
Mhm.
So it is a kind of sales means, if I'm coming to you to sell this mouse, you'll
Mhm.
buy and you'll give me 100 rupees. That sales will end. If you ask me to supply the 10,000 quantities of numbers of this mouse, then you
Mhm.
release a tender. It is a big business, right? It is not a 100 rupees business. It's a kind of 1 crore business. So I am at that level now. So I don't deal with the small business. We are into a tender level, doing a business, and helping the companies winning big deals, big the projects. So this is
Okay.
how I moved from a completely no job to a job, and then again technology and the business. So
So
this
great,
is a
great insight you shared, and it's really going to help because you said you faced 30 interview and just failed to crack, and now you are just in the great position with a great company and just getting lots of awards. So moving into the next label venue. Uh, I know means you have gone through a couple of book. One book is "Don't Run After a Job, Make the Job Run After You." So, and another book is the Simplifying Bids. Okay, so can you please just share at least a few lines about your books, couple of books, whatever, one by one. So ultimately, whoever is just looking for more clarity, we know that we are just having limited time here. We cannot discuss much more, but still brief about both the books for the
yeah.
audience. That can just yeah,
Right. The first book is more relevant to this topic.
yeah. So
So
let's share that
the
that
second
part.
book
Yeah.
is simplifying bids. Is that I I know the bid management. I know how to drive the tender processes. What is public procurement? So there are so many things to win a bid, win a tender. So
Mhm.
I wanted that to be simplified for the newcomers. If a new organization is there, it's a small startup company. They want to participate in bids. They don't know the knowledge.
Mhm.
They don't have the expertise. So if they read through my book, they'll they'll come to know what are the processes involved and how to do that. So this is a very simplified way of explaining a layman about the bid management and winning the tenders. So I think in this show it won't be more relevant that one, but I'll definitely
And
emphasize on
one
the
run after a job, make the job.
That is the main thing. See, Upendra, writing a book is not an easy job.
Mhm.
I came to know after starting writing. So if I took that pain, there must be some kind of reason behind that, and there must be some kind of purpose behind that. What actually I need to communicate, and what I want the young generations to identify. This comes into in my mind.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm connected with around more than 6,000 people on LinkedIn. I often like, especially on in the during that COVID time. So once lockdown started, market was kind of uneven. No, no predictions where it is going to, where it is actually moving ahead. Some people stopped operations. Some people lost their jobs. Lot of hodgepodge happened during that lockdown. So I came across so many posts like, I lost my job, please help me, please like to increase the visibility, please share. These kind of posts I have seen, and in my personal inbox also I found a couple of these kind of requests. So Venu, please, I am looking for a job. Do you have a job? The problem is, when I shown this mouse to you to buy, you said no, I don't want to buy, because I don't know you, I don't know this mouse. The person was connected with me since a long time,
Mhm.
and he just appeared because he smelled a kind of threat. He was about to lose his job, and he appeared. So all of a sudden, Venu, do you have any job opportunity? By that
Yeah.
time, I don't know him, right? So if you don't know me, do you hire me, Upendra? You just tell me
Oh,
frankly, no, right?
definitely.
So where was that guy during this time, and why he is appearing only in the time of risk, about to lose job or he lost the job? Why it should happen once? This is the thing that I just wanted to showcase in my book. You have to be active in your professional network throughout your profession, right? It
True.
doesn't, it is not like that you are enjoying a good time and you are enjoying your good time at your office. Share it with the profession, right? You can share it with the new generations. I consider there are three kind of people who are ahead of us, who are with us, and who are behind us.
True.
If I say something, the people who are ahead of me, they may take it as a older one because they already know that, right? But what about the people behind me? That is the, if I say something, that is a new thing for the people behind me, right? So that also that they can do. But what is happening that if I am finding a job, it's a good time for me, and I start enjoying, I go into a comfort level, and once there is a problem, I suddenly come up and say that, guys, friends, who are the friends? Because that friendship was not there. He was not contributing his knowledge before. He was just coming up when the problem is happening with him,
Yeah.
and they start doing like that. So my book saying that, don't ask for the job, don't ask for the job, you make the job run after you.
Yeah.
Run after you, you do that. Employer should chase you, you don't have to chase the employer. So I have narrated a process kind of thing, Upendra, in that book. First of all is that, bring up your visibility. Now the
Yeah.
market is there, now the social media is there, professional network is there, you can bring up your visibility at any level.
Mhm.
Last month I got a award, thought leader of the year award in APMP community. We have a separate community here.
Yeah.
In 2020 I was not known to the community very well. But 2 years, I brought up the visibility. I shared my experience with the community so
Mhm.
that people can benefit, and I helped them in person. I do a lot of knowledge sharing activities. So I brought up the visibility, and they then what happens that people came to know about me. Yes, Venu is a person who does bid management in the he's present in the industry. People know me. Suddenly, if something happens to me, I can go to anybody. Right? I am Venu. I did so many things, and you know me. Can you offer me a job because I am in a trouble? That I
Yes.
can do. Right? So this is the things actually I have narrated in that book, step by step process I have shared, and
Mhm.
I emphasized on the story. Stories means I took an example of my real time friend
Mhm.
who was struggling earlier, who is still struggling now. So I took an example of his story, and slowly, gradually, I touched upon the marketing concepts also, identify
Mhm.
the market, how to get the improve your visibility in the target market, and the
Mhm.
opportunities. If I am not finding, people say that no, market is bad. There are no jobs. It's not. It's a kind of a myth. It's a kind of a limiting belief. They talk to themselves. In reality, people are getting jobs, whether it may be pandemic or maybe a recession or maybe other risk. All times jobs are there, and the people who are capable enough to grab those opportunities, they are grabbing. But
That's
we are
true.
not. But we are not, because we are keep on saying that no, there is a recession, don't shift, don't jump now. No, there is a the market is slow down. Like it's a slow market, it's a bad market. So it is you're keep on saying the same negative things to us. So definitely there would be a fear factor inside. With the fear factor, there won't be any kind of improvement. So psychologically, we have to be free. We have to be mingling with all the community or the professional network guys, and keep on keep on sharing the knowledge. Then
Got it.
only there will be something for you also. If you are giving something, there will be something for you also. Otherwise, all of a sudden, if you stand up and ask for a job, by that time I may not be knowing you, you may not be knowing me. So you definitely not able, will not be ready to offer any job opportunity to me.
Yeah. So whatever discussion you shared, whatever point you shared, one of the biggest point is whatever you are doing, you should be visible, and your demand will be maybe 10 times more. Same skill,
That
but visibility is not there. At least demand is not there. So suggestion, whatever we got from Venu as a senior level executive, is visibility is must nowadays. Without that, we cannot just this show our potential in the market. Okay. Now, towards we are just almost done with time. So, just a couple of questions. The first question, Venu, is can you please say we know that okay, books are very important thing. Though you are author, that to two
yes.
books. So, when or which books to start with means your college days till today, which impacts you, it change your thought or change due to that you changed your action to just achieve whatever you are today. So any suggestion you'd like to give to our viewer? Okay, this book, if you can go, at least you are. So your favorite book, anyone?
Upendra, I'm frankly, honestly, I don't like reading books. I read hundreds of pages of tender documents, but
Mhm.
coming to the books, do not have that kind of attitude since beginning. So
Okay.
in my lifetime, I have not read any book so far
Mhm.
completely, but only one novel I read in when I was in Delhi. So there was some kind of boredom, no work, so I finished that one. During this pandemic, I got some time, and slowly uh, since I'm bad reader,
Mhm.
I developed a habit of listening to that audiobooks.
Audiobooks. Yeah.
So likewise, at least if I am not able to read physically, so I can do that while um, going for walk. I usually keep on listening to those audiobooks. But somehow one book can't hurt me. That the Govind's book is there. So that book I could able to read at least for 50% of the book I read. So it was a book who boosts the motivation first. Why I'm saying why it is more relevant to this? There are so many books. Dale Carnegie books are there. I really last there was a webinar. I shown the 6 pages of that book. I asked them to read because they he wrote about the job, dream job, and how to get into that. Uh, like if you don't have any kind of idea, and if you're dreaming about that, I can do that job. It would be an easier job. So it won't like that. It won't be like that. And he suggested a way of researching about that, researching about that, and then you go and get into that. Otherwise, you dreamed about the job, and once you enter that field and finding any kind of difficulty, it would be a very difficult job for you to continue. So Dale Carnegie's book is there. Stop worrying and it start like that. Stop worrying and start living. So it is a very good book, but and it helps. It helps you to bring up your motivation, find out what the right things suitable for you. And David Goggins' book that
Mhm.
really boosts your uh, morale and the motivation levels to very high level. Why I'm saying that, once you don't have any job or you lose the job, suddenly the motivation level goes to zero level. It
Yeah.
happens with everybody because there are bills to pay, right? If I lose my job, my my level of motivation will really be in a bad shape, and that will impact my surroundings, families, everybody. So these two books I am suggesting: one is the Can't Hurt Me, David
Yeah.
Goggin, and Stop Worrying, Start Living.
Yeah.
These are
Thanks,
the two
Venu,
books.
for suggesting this book. And yeah, I read both the book. It's a great suggestion. Again, whoever is just in the maybe a little bit down phase, you want to go into up.
Yeah.
This book you can just read it now. The last question: what exactly importance of mentor in everybody's career? Now you give what exactly your thought on it. Mentor for anybody's
Mentor,
career. Yeah.
it's a most of the people do not know about the meaning of a mentor, Upendra, honestly. Even I was also not knowing the importance of the mentorship. Usually what happens that there are courses available in the market, Udemy or maybe some other institution. People go and join that course, finishes, they come back, and usually they forget. It happens. But there is a trainer means instructor kind of person, or a trainer kind of person who trains you during that particular period and on that particular topic, and after that they just leave you. After that you have to take care of the things.
True.
Coming to the mentor, it is a completely different story. Mentor is a kind of person who teaches the process and who makes you to implement that process, who pushes, who helps, who who holds your hand till the end, until and unless you reach your goal. Whereas in training, it won't happen. They just finishes the syllabus and leave you, while the mentor, he'll be there with you till you finishes your goal. This is the basic difference I have observed. So I really respect the mentors who are available in my life. That's it, Upendra.
It's a great share venue. Yes, this your job related journey. It's really great. I know it's going to just inspire a lot of guys. It's a lot of clarity because, as I mentioned to start with, the whole purpose of this, whatever discussion, what you shared with us, it is going to help a number of students, professionals going into the next level of them. So I'm really appreciate you. I know,
My pleasure.
busy man, you are investing time not for me, not for you, for the society.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah, it's a really pleasure talking to you. And yes, guys, that's it for today's talk show. And definitely, we are just coming in next few days with another guest. And the whole aim is to give you clarity, focused on your career. Whatever challenge you are facing, you are going to get something out of all these type of talk. So thanks again, Venu. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Upendra. It's my pleasure being with you for some time. Really enjoyed the show. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.